So today we will be starting animal form and function. Okay. So you know that all the living organisms, they are made up of very tiny structures, and those are known as cells. Now depending on the number of cells, the organisms can be unicellular or multicellular. So unicellular animals are what, or organisms are which are the organisms that have only one cell, as for yeast, bacteria, which you learned in plant. Or multicellular, as from the word you can understand, they have numerous cells. As for the best example is human body or any animal or any tree. So these are the examples of multicellular animal. Now you know that in last chapter in the plants you have read that there are two parts, shoot system and root system. And the shoot system again consists of many parts, that is stem, leaf, flower, seed, fruit. Similarly, the animals or the human beings, they also have many organ system. It's not that only one organ system is working throughout our body. So what are the organ systems, can you say? One is the respiratory system, the one that consists of lungs. Then the nervous system, in which all the nerves and veins are included. Then there are circulatory system, there are muscular system, there are excretory system, skeletal system, digestive system. So these all systems are there in our body. Okay. Now, see, there is an example here. Wait, let me show this picture here. So see, this is the picture. This part, the brain cord and the spinal cord they are made up of, nervous system is made up of brain cord and spinal cord. Similarly, the circulatory system is made up of heart. Not only heart, it has something else also. So in this picture you can see the different circulatory system and the organs that is made up of. Now if you come to this chart, you will have a more clear view. The digestive system, it consists of, what are the major organs that are present in the digestive system? They are for mouth, food pipe, stomach, intestines, liver, pancreas. The respiratory system, they consist of nose, mouth, windpipe and lungs. Nervous system, they consist of brain, spinal cord, nerves. Circulatory system, they consist of heart and blood vessels. Excretory system consists of kidney, skin, bladder. Skeletal system consists of bones, and muscular system consists of muscles. So this chart is very important. You have to remember the names of the organ systems and the major organs that are present there. Okay. So the major organs which are present in the particular organ system, you have to remember this. Now, based on the presence or absence of the backbone, the animals can be, or the living organisms, especially the animals, can be divided into or grouped into two types. One is vertebrates and others are invertebrates. Now backbone, we all have backbone, you know, and most of the animal that is roaming around us, means the dogs, the cat, the cow, they all have backbone. So these type of animal with backbone are known as vertebrates. Okay. And the animals which don't have a backbone, as for suppose snail, cockroaches, earthworms, they don't have backbone. So these are known as invertebrates. Clear? So vertebrates are animals that have a backbone. Invertebrates are animals that don't have a backbone. Okay. Now let's come to the body movement. Now there is a difference between movement and locomotion. Movement is only the change in position of only a part of body. Okay, when only a part of body is moving, suppose you're moving your hand, I'm as moving my hand, this is movement. But if I walk from one place to another place, then that is locomotion. Clear? The difference is clear? The movement as I'm moving this hand, then it is the movement, just moving of one. You are stand still, you are sitting on in one place and you're moving your hand, or you're moving your leg, or you're swaying your head, anything. That is the changing the position of the only a part of the body, and that is movement. Whereas when you are walking from one place to another place, or moving from one place to another place, then that is locomotion. So all the animals, they show locomotion. They move from one place to another place. Why do they move? In search of food, in search of shelter. And what are the different types of movement? They are walking, running, flying, jumping, crawling, swimming. These all are different types of movement, or these are the different types of ways how the animals move from one place to another place. Okay. In this they have given you the activity of 10.1 to study the way in which animals move and the body parts used in this movement. So let's come to this thing. Now cockroach. You have to write way in which the animal moves, means how the animal moves. Either they walk or they fly. So what is the body part used for the movement? Suppose they walk or fly. So what is the body part there? It is legs and wings, isn't it? The cockroaches have legs and wings. So while walking they use legs, and while flying they use wings. Similarly for earthworm, fish, bird, cow, human being, they have written human being, walk and leg. So this thing you have to complete. This is your homework. Okay. Now let's come to the movement in animal. Movement in different animal. The first animal which we are taking is earthworm. I suppose every one of you have seen an earthworm. And earthworm has a long tube-like body, isn't it? And the body is made up of many rings or segments joined end to end. Means the body of earthworm is like this. And if you can just, it is segmented. And these all are joined together. They all are joined together. It has no bones. This earthworm, they don't have any bones. And the muscles present in the body wall help them to elongate and shorten. Means the earthworm is supposed like this. It moves like this. It moves like this. Okay. So it's the muscles in the body of the earthworm that elongates, that helps the body to elongate and then to shorten, then elongate, then shorten. And the body's shape is maintained by a fluid present inside the body, and such skeleton is known as liquid skeleton. So the body, how is the body? We know the body shape is maintained by we have the body shape due to the skeleton present inside our body, isn't it? But we are saying that earthworm does not have a skeleton. So how is that body shape, that's cylindrical and long body shape maintained, tube-like body shape maintained? It is maintained due to the fluid present inside the body, and due to this means you can say this is a fluid skeleton, liquid skeleton, isn't it? That is only helping the body to maintain the shape. So, and we know the skeleton helps to maintain the shape. So that type of skeleton that is in present of fluid form is known as liquid skeleton. So liquid skeleton is present in earthworm, which helps it to maintain the body shape. Okay. Now during movement, what happens? The earthworm first extends from the front part, that is the anterior part of the body, and then keeping firmly remaining then it sticks the front part to the earth, and it releases the second part. Wait, I'll just suppose this is the earthworm. Okay, these are the segments. These are the segments. So first what they do is they extend their front part. This see, they have extended their front part and keeping the remaining part, means this remaining part, suppose from here they have extended, here they have extended, they have kept this remaining part fixed to the ground. It remains fixed to the ground. Okay, when this has been extended, this it gives off this point, means it releases the rear part or the back of the back part, and then it goes here, means all the segments move forward. Again what happens, again the same process is done. This they move the front part, extend the front part, keep this attached here, then again they release this part, end part, and it moves. As I showed you, suppose my finger is the earthworm, so I keep this for it is like this, and I'll keep I'm not able to fix this part, so it will elongate. See, it's elongating. Suppose this arrow, it is elongating, then I leave this part and I move like this, then again I'll move this, then again it will come like this. Okay, it's moving like that. If you have seen an earthworm, you see this movement also. It is actually, it shortens the body, pulls the rear part means the back part, and then again it fixes the rear part, elongates the front part and moves forward. So such movement which involves repeated contraction and expansion of muscle in the soil is shown by the earthworm. So the earthworm shows a movement in its body by repeated contraction and expansion of the muscles. Okay, the body secretes the slimy substance which helps in the movement. Now if the body is they have to get some layer on which the body can move easily. Okay, so that layer, that film is secreted by the body of the earthworm. It's a slimy substance, and that helps the earthworm to move forward and easily, because we know the soil is rough area. Now the soil is rough, so it will have problem, otherwise its skin will get abrased, means it will get hurt. Its skin will be if you move your hand like this on sand, what will happen? You will get hurt on the palm because the soil is rough. So that is why what they do is they secrete a slimy layer. They secrete a slimy layer, and on that slimy layer they move about, so their body doesn't get hurt. Now during the movement, the animal is able to keep its grip on the ground because of the presence of number of minute hair-like bristles on the under surface of the body. The bristles are connected to the muscle. Now if you see a earthworm just like that, you won't be able to see this bristles, but under microscope you will be able to see the bristles, and these bristles also help the body to remain attached to the ground, and this helps in the movement of the earth. Okay, now let's come to snail. What kind of movement is shown by snail? You have seen this snail in your garden. Nowadays in rainy season, you can see the snail in your garden. A snail is a very slow moving animal. This all you know. That snail, if you have seen a snail at one place 1 hour before, after 1 hour or after 10 minutes, not 1 hour, 1 hour is a very long time, after 10 minutes you will see it has moved to a very small distance. So it's a very slow moving animal. It has a rounded structure. It has a rounded structure called cell on its back, and the cell is the outer skeleton. It is not made up of bone. it does not take part in the movement from one place to another and cannot move by itself. Means this cell is not made up of bone, firstly. Secondly, it does not help the snail to move forward. Means in movement or in locomotion, the cell does not help. Snails, they have a pair of tentacles. These are very small, these are tentacles. These are large tentacles and these are small tentacles, which bear eye at the tip. Now they have eyes on the tip of the tentacles. Then the movement in the snail takes by the muscular organ called foot, which produces slimy fluid called mucus. Now this is the foot. I'll send you a picture of the snail upside down, where you can see the foot of the snail very easily. This foot of the snail, it produces, means the snail produces a slimy fluid, and on it moves with the help of the foot. Okay. When the snail has to move, the foot comes out of the cell. When the snail wants to move from one place to another place, the foot from the cell, it comes out and it produces a mucus, so that animal gets a smooth surface to walk, or you can say crawl. And the muscular foot produces a series of wave-like movement, and that help the animal to move forward. The cell is dragged along with the foot. So this was the movement. So what are the points here to be remembered? First, the movement in snail takes place by the muscular organ called foot, which produces a slimy fluid called mucus, and the muscular foot produces a series of wave-like movement that helps the animal to move forward. So this is how the snail moves. If you have to write how is movement carried on in snail, you have to write this. Now if we come to cockroach do not have bones. As we told, cockroaches are invertebrate animals. So they do not have bones, and the body is covered with hard outer skeleton called exoskeleton. Meaning the skeleton is present outside the body. See, from the word exo means out. It is present outside the body. The outer skeleton is made up of different units joined together, and it helps in movement. So the cockroaches can walk, climb as well as fly in air. They have 3 pairs of legs which help in walking, and they also have 2 pairs of wings which are attached to the breast that help in walking. Okay. Now here you see so what is the main thing which you have to remember about cockroaches? First is they have a hard outer skeleton called exoskeleton. They don't have any internal bones. They don't have any. They are invertebrate animals, organism, and they have a hard outer skeleton known as exoskeleton, and they can walk, climb, and fly in air. They have 3 pairs of legs which help in walking, and 2 pairs of wings that help in flying. So what are the facts? The facts are that cockroach can live for 1 week without its head. Its brain is not in its head. It is scattered throughout the body. Now this is interesting. We all have our brain in our head, but this cockroach has brain all over his body, not in its head. It can run up to 3 miles an hour, so that's very fast. It can live almost a month without food. It can hold its breath up to 40 minutes. None of us can. So these are the reasons why you can find cockroach anywhere and in any condition. They are very hardy organism. Even if you take them to Antarctica, they will survive there. Okay. So